5 jobs that will make you a millionaire.
Fifth, a sales manager, 150k per year plus big bonuses.
Fourth, a crane operator, 100k plus per year on a big site.
Third, a plumber, 100k plus per year.
Plumbers are making a lot of money. Maybe I should try some plumbing. Today, we are breaking down the UK salary data for 2025. These are not the fake influencer lifestyle stuff, but actual numbers from the Office of National Statistics. No fluff, no guesswork, just truth about what people are really earning in the UK today. So, whether you are climbing the career ladder, deciding on switching industries, or just curious about how your income stacks up against your mates, well, this video will show you exactly where you stand. Why? Because we'll be covering the real average salaries of people in the UK right now, the top 10 paying jobs in the UK. Probably a plumber is part of those, I don't know. And then we'll talk about the age and location, how they affect your pay, and where you fit on the UK income ladder. So, if you're thinking about asking for a raise, changing careers, or maybe you just want to stop feeling broke, well, stick with me, because this video might just be what the doctor ordered. See what I did there? Doctor, job, yeah, you get it. Let's get into it. Okay, let's start with something that confuses a lot of people, and that is the numbers. See, when someone says the average UK salary is £35,000, what do they really mean? Well, there are two types of averages you need to know. One is the mean. That means taking everybody's salaries, adding them up together and dividing it by the number of people. I'm sure you did that in high school or primary school. Yeah, one of them. So secondly is the median, right? That's the middle number. Half the people fall on one side and the remaining half falls on the other side, which means half earns more than this, while half earns less than this. Now, here's why the mean really matters. It gets skewed by the rich. For example, if one CEO earns about £5 million, the average suddenly jumps, even if 99% of people are earning normally. That's why the median is a more useful metric. It tells us what the typical worker actually earns. So let's look at the numbers for 2025. The mean salary for all UK workers is 35,830, and the mean salary for only full-time workers is 42,210. Not bad, right? Now, here's the median. The median salary for all UK workers is 34,963, while the median salary for full-time workers only is 37,856. See the difference? The median is lower and more realistic, especially when you factor in part-time jobs and regional pay gaps. So, next time you hear someone say the average salary is X, ask them, do you mean the mean or do you mean the median? Because that one tiny detail changes everything. Alright, let's talk money. Here are the top 10 highest paying full-time jobs in the UK right now, based on the median annual salaries. And yep, these are straight from the Office of National Statistics, not some random Google guesses. Number 1, the chief executives and senior officers. These folks are earning about £88,956. And these are the big bosses, right? Think CEOs running major companies. They usually have decades of experience and insane responsibilities. So ask yourself, do you really want to work all day? I don't know. Number 2, marketing, sales, and advertising directors. These folks earn about £87,309 per year. These are the guys who lead big brand campaigns, mostly London-based. Think companies like Coca-Cola, Apple, Nike, those kind of budgets. They earn these guys that amount of money. Number 3, IT directors. These folks earn £86,000. These guys are driving digital strategies in banking, healthcare, and big tech. Manchester's quickly becoming a hotspot, so you can see a lot of these people in there, even in Reading, because of all the tech-enabled hubs in Reading. Now, number 4 are you see how these are just directors. Wow. Well, number 4, director of logistics, warehousing, and transport. So these folks earn £81,422, and this is probably because after Brexit, supply chain becomes serious business, and these folks keep companies like Tesco and Amazon running smoothly. And then number 5, well, not a director this time, aircraft pilots and air traffic controllers. These folks earn about 80,414 per year. And these are not just for people flying planes. This include highly trained roles that keep the entire aviation safe. Number 6, PR and communications directors. These folks earn 77,186 pounds. They handle crisis communication for the top FTSE 100 companies, and salaries are up 14% since 2022. And number 7, financial managers and directors. Directors. They earn 75,093 pounds, and they control money in banking and investment firms. Well, they often have very huge bonuses on top of that amount, so skewed a bit. And number 8, we talk about specialist medical practitioners. These guys earn about roughly 75,000 pounds per year. Think those NHS consultants in cardiologists and oncologists, not your average GP. Also, those in private practice count as well. Now, number 9, functional managers and directors. These folks earn 74,666 pounds. These are your HR, compliance, operations leaders in big corporations. And number 10, head teachers and principals. Yes, teachers made the cut, not plumbers yet. 71,064 pounds. Yes, school leaders, especially those rated outstanding by Oxford in London, with salary got a boost by 15%. These jobs pay big, but they also come with massive responsibilities, long hours, and years of experience or education. So no shortcuts here. Now, let's get real for a second. Most of us wonder, am I earning enough? Or am I way behind everyone else? Well, here's the truth. Backed by 2025 numbers, let's break down the UK money income ladder by percentage so you can see exactly where you sit compared to the rest of the countries. And we're going to be using the median salaries here, not the mean, because that's more realistic really. So in the bottom 10%, those are people that are earning less than 9,660 per year. And this is roughly about 800 pounds a month. We're talking about entry-level people here, part-time people, or people early in their careers. Think students and people like that. Next, we have the 30 percentile. That's people who are earning 22,763. Well, this is still under the national average, but it's still a step above the lowest rung, really. So let's talk about the 50 percentile, which is the median in this case. That's 34,963 pounds per year. This is the middle, and half of the country earns more or less of this particular midpoint. But if we move on to the 10%, now that's a big jump. We're going to be looking at people that are earning above 72,150 per year. Now you are entering high income territory. And for the top 5%, that's 87,012 pence per year. Think of jobs in finance, in tech, senior management, probably with bonuses. And for the top 1%, those will be earning a staggering 173,952 per year. Yep, nearly 5 times the median. This tier includes company founders, surgeons, and senior executives. But let's be honest, getting to the top 1% isn't just about working hard, it's about being in the right industry, taking smart risks, and sometimes knowing the right people. So, what's the key takeaway here? Well, most people are nowhere near top 10%, but that's okay. But now, you've got a real benchmark for yourself. Let's talk about when you make the most money in your life, because a lot of people assume that your income keep rising forever, but reality paints a different picture. Here's what the UK salaries look like by age in 2025. From age 18 to 21 years old, you're earning about 17,284 per year, because this is really your early stages, the early phase of your career. Think apprenticeship, internship, or minimum wage roles. It's all about getting experience at this point. Between age 22 and 29, you should be earning about 24,600 pounds per year. Now you are building on your skills and you are getting promoted, but you're still growing. But often dealing with high rent, student loan, or even rising costs thanks to inflation. At age 30 to 39, the median average is about 30,865 per year. At this stage, you are more established, possibly leading projects, managing teams, or even switching jobs for better pay. And from age 40 to 49, the average is around £33,477 per year. This is the peak for most people, especially in tech and finance, where weekly pay can hit about £800 a month. That's about 40k a year. And at 50 to 59, your earnings drop slightly because it falls to about 31,358 on average. Still solid, but that's a dip, right? So some people step back from leadership roles and shift to more work-life balance and taking care of family. And by 60 plus, the average drops to 25,916 per year. This is because most people move into part-time, they're semi-retired, or they move into consulting roles, which brings the average down significantly. And here's a stat worth noting: graduates earn about 35% more than non-graduates. So, and if you study the STEM project, think science, tech, engineering, math, you could be earning £5,000 more a year on average. What's the bottom line here? Well, your income rises with age, but not forever. Plan early, upskill often, and make your 40s your financial sweet spot. Ever wondered if moving to a new city could boost your income? Well, location still plays a massive role in how much you earn, especially if you're working full-time. Here's how the 2025 salary data stack up by city. We're looking at the top 5 highest paying city for full-time workers. Number 1, no shocker here, London. The average is at 55,200. London leads the way, but also comes with high sky living costs. Number 2, Slough, 52,400. And this is due to its proximity to Heathrow. So there's lots of logistics hubs and big employers in the Slough area. Number 3, Crowley. That's 48,700. Another major airport town, which means aviation and transport drives the salary there. And number 4, Reading, 47,100. And the reason is because it's a huge tech and finance hotspot. It's close to London, but with slightly better value for money. And number 5, Cambridge. Why? Well, Cambridge is home to world-class research, biotech, and innovation. Well, let's look at the lowest paying cities. 1, Burnley, 28,900. 2, Huddersfield, 29,500. 3, Swansea, 30,100. These cities tend to have fewer high-paying sectors and more part-time or low-wage workers. Even within the same country, your salary can swing by 45% to 60% depending on where you live. For example, a full-time worker in Slough makes £23,500 per year more than someone who lives in Burnley. That's enough to buy a brand new family car every single year. So, what's the key takeaway here? If you are earning London level pay and living in a low-cost city, you are winning. But if your income feels stuck, your postcode might just be part of the problem. So, why are some people seeing a pay bump while others feel stuck? Well, here are the 4 biggest reasons salaries are shifting in 2025 and how they affect you. Number 1, inflation and cost of living. While core inflation is sitting at 3.7%, employers, especially in cities like London, are raising wages just to keep people happy. If your pay hasn't gone up in the last year, you're actually earning less in real times. Number 2, national living wage increase. In April 2025, the UK national living wage jumped by 6.7%, now at £12.21 per hour. That's boosting entry level and part-time roles, especially in retail, hospitality, and logistics. Number 3, skills shortage. Tech and healthcare can't hire fast enough. Salaries in these sectors have climbed 4.25% to 6% because of wanting demand. If you are in this industry or planning a career switch, you've got serious leverage. And number 4, remote work is the new normal. Hybrid roles now make up about 40% of job posting. And here's the twist: many companies are adjusting pay based on location. So if you live outside of London but work a London job remotely, you might earn a bit less, but your money goes further. So how does your salary compare to the UK average? Drop it in the comments if you're brave enough. And if you found this breakdown helpful, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And maybe tap the notification bell so you don't miss future deep dive into money, career, and everything in between. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.